Hey and welcome folks, Mark Rolton coming to you live from the Massland Nerve Centre. I trust that 2015 is really getting some momentum for you and particularly your portfolio. We know that the markets are alive. Everywhere you and I look, read and digest media, we're seeing unprecedented levels of increase, and it's really exciting to be in the market. People often say to me though, where is it going to end, Mark? When is this negative gearing thing, going to be eliminated or terminated from the federal government? And I've got to say to you that they are absolutely addicted to negative gearing. Have a listen. This was an interesting article that was just put out today through the Financial Review, and it's absolutely damning. When you look at the government today, and we know globally, most governments are nursing their economy back to life. Australia is no different. In fact, if anything, we've had some more compounded effects from such high highs over the last couple of years due to our resource boom. Now, the government has to pump life back into the economy, and property really is the next best thing. Here's an article written in conjunction with Ken Morrison, and he's our Property Council Chief. Now, it calls it Australia's new biggest industry. Property is now larger than mining. Home ownership or financial services having almost doubled its contribution to the Australian gross domestic product in the last decade. So what they're saying now, it's actually more important to the federal government than mining ever was. Get this though, the industry, including property-related financial, professional and construction services, contributed a whopping $182.5 billion to the economy last financial year. Now folks, that's $182 billion, or 11.5% of our entire GDP is made up of one sector. That's more than 10% of everything that happens in this country comes from one area. That's property alone. That is a scary statistic for the government. Now what's interesting is they're saying now that the government can help make this happen by abolishing some of our most distorting taxes. They're actually saying, the Property Council, the Chief of the Property Council of Australia, is saying the federal government should now terminate stamp duty altogether, make it easier for people to invest, make it more beneficial for superannuation funds in the property sector alone, by streamlining planning processes and making housing more affordable for all Australians. Now this is interesting, listen to this. Not only is there $182.5 billion contributed directly from property to our gross domestic product, or known as our GDP, it adds a further $279 billion worth of activity that's contributed through flow-on demand of goods and services that give it a total. So we're saying all goods and services, employment, as well as the physical property being transacted, so that's everything related to real estate, a total of $462.2 billion contribution to GDP last year, and the flow-on activity created another 1.54 million jobs by 2017. Now folks, I don't know when you hear this dialogue at the barbecue or an expert, reading some material from a couch, I ask you, what other industry, what other sector gives the government $462.2 billion? That's almost $500 billion Aussie dollars from one thing every single year consistently, and is going to add another 1.54 million jobs by 2017. Another 1.5 million jobs. There is nothing else that's doing that well in terms of filling the government's coffers other than property. How could they, I ask you, how could they ever afford to turn off negative gearing? So all this garbage and rubbish, this rhetoric discussion about when would it end, it can't, folks. The government is absolutely hooked on the prospect of collecting revenue, taxes, stamps, everything else they possibly can from this one baby, and that's called property. So I want to answer that first and foremost for you. Let's put that resolution to bed and know that the government is obviously wanting to make money out of you and me. This is the smartest and by far the greatest performing industry known to Australians. So this is Mark Rolton signing off. Have a great afternoon. Bye for now.